make meatloaf potato casserole. I'm Phyllis. The name of my YouTube channel, if you're new to my channel, is Hazelwood Homestead. Today I want to show you how to make this simple recipe. People will want seconds, so I tell you to make a little bit more of it. First we're going to start out, and I have already started out. I've chopped up one Vidalia onion, and I've chopped up one bell pepper, a small bell pepper, a medium-sized onion. I've already chopped that up so you wouldn't have to watch me do that. I'm going to take, the next thing I'm going to add to this will be my meat. Got hamburger, about 1.5 pounds of hamburger meat. I'm going to add that in. The next thing I add are 4 eggs. We're going to break those and we're going to add these in. What I like to do is I like to get a little dish and put the egg in there just to make sure that my egg is okay. So I'm going to grab me a little dish to put that in, so that if I have a bad egg, I can get rid of it without ruining my other ingredients. All right, so I'm back and I'm going to add my eggs to this mixture, one at a time. Okay. Well, isn't that something? Look at this. I want you to be able to see this. You may never seen it before. Double yolk. See the double yolks? That's what happens with these chicken eggs. These good eggs, you get a double yolk. So anyway, I love to see that, and I wanted you guys to see that too. All right, let's keep checking our eggs. Now, you know, eggs in any recipe is what binds it together. If you make cake, the egg is what binds it. It's a binding agent. So we've got 4, really 5 eggs when we got that extra one. What I'll do next is add something that I don't think you'll know about. I went to my pantry and I found some bread that had not expired yet. Wait. It has expired. It's a week old. This bread's a week old. It's not molded. It's hamburger buns from White Hamburger Buns, Great Value, Walmart. I'm going to need some more binder and filler. So what I'll do is I'll just pinch this up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just break the bread up into your pot, into your bowl, where you've got your bell pepper, your onion, your meat, your eggs. I'm probably going to put, if you want to, and I've done this before, one time I had some bagels left over and I ground them up in my, can ever think of the name of that thing that grinds everything up? Food grinder, I guess. Food chopper. I put it in there and it did great. It made a lot of good breadcrumbs. You can't just add panko or breadcrumbs if you just don't want to use up what you've got. What I'm doing with this is using up what I've got. No need to let this go to waste. I think this is the 4th one I'm putting in. We will add some milk to this. I don't use buttermilk. I guess you could if you had it, but I've never done that buttermilk. All right, got my bread crumbled up. I'll save one little bun and I'll throw it out to the birds later. The next thing that you're going to add to your pot of goodies is 1/2 cup of milk. Now I start out maybe with 1/4 cup just to see where I'm at, and I'll save the last 1/4. If I think it's dry, I'll add this to it. This is a cup of dark brown sugar. What I'll do with this dark brown sugar, you know, historically you make a topping out of dark brown sugar, barbecue sauce, ketchup. Okay. What I do is I go ahead and I make my sauce. I don't know how much ketchup this is. I'll say 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup of ketchup. I don't measure a lot of things. Probably 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce. Mix that up. Now we're going to stir this up. Just mix it and stir it. Now you can use light. If you've got light brown sugar, you can use that. I like the dark brown sugar because it, you know, the dark brown sugar is made from molasses. So that makes a good taste in this recipe. It gives it a little over the top. Now, yes, you've probably seen your mothers and grandmothers do this, and they always put this on the top. After the meatloaf is baked, they put this on the top. But what I do is I put it on the top, yeah, but I add it to this. This is your secret. This is your secret right here. Add that to your mixture. All right. If you've got any questions about what we've got in here, I just keep my dark brown sugar in a container like this and just get it out when I need it. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comment about, oh, I missed this, or I didn't see how many eggs or whatever. Just leave me a comment and I will let you know what we did. I'm going to wash my hands right quick before I start this. I wish I had some gloves, and I need to get me some, but I'm going to wash my hands. I think I'm going to have to stop and kill a fly. He is wanting this meatloaf really bad. What I do next is I just get in here and I actually just stir it up with my hands. So here we go. Just get it all together. Some people put crackers in their meatloaf. I really don't like that. Too much salt. I just do the bread, the eggs. I think I was good to stop at 1/4 cup of milk today. A lot of people just get one hand dirty and keep your other hand clean for other things you might need to do. It's easy to mix this up. I think I'm going to put that. You can see that it's a little wet. So I think, see my hands, I'm going to take my other little bun and I'm going to put it in here too to add that extra. Just going to add that little extra bread that I feel like it needs. Once you start cooking quite a bit, you kind of learn over time what something needs, or what you need to take away, or what you need to put in. You can make this in an iron skillet. I make it a lot of times in an iron skillet. But today I'm going to make it in my casserole dish. I feel like it's all mixed up good. Smells delicious. Makes a lot of meatloaf. Okay. Now that we've got that mixed up, I'm going to get my 9x13 dish. I'm going to sit it right up here, and I'm going to fill it up. I've already greased my pan, my 9x13. And what we're going to do today, we're going to spread this out. I don't put aluminum foil over this right now. I let this cook. Now, this will cook. Yes, it will have grease. I will save this bowl up here to pour the grease off, and I'll show you how I do that. I don't want to pour the grease down my sink. We have a septic system here, so I don't want to stop that up, you know. All right, got it smoothed out really good. Going to put it in to bake. And what we'll do, once this gets baked in my oven, 350 degrees for maybe 45 minutes, I'll check on it and see how it does, and I'll show you that. We're going to make instant mashed potatoes. You can make them from scratch. That's great. Today, I'm kind of a little bit busy, so today I'm going to make instant potatoes, and I'll show you the package I use. It's called a 4 cheese, and I'll show you the brand. And once our meat is done and I've drained all the grease off, I'll make the potatoes. I'll pour, load up the mashed potatoes on here and cover this in cheese. It's called a meatloaf potato casserole. Now, I can guarantee you, if you make this and you have some hungry people come by, or you're having guests, there's not going to be much of this left. I think the secret ingredient is putting that brown sugar into the meat, the ketchup, and the barbecue sauce into it, and then adding it on top. I do put it on top after my meat is almost completely done. And I'll put that on 15 minutes before I take the meatloaf out and before I load it with the instant mashed potatoes. And some of you say, oh, instant mashed potatoes. I get you. There's some horrible instant mashed potatoes, but the ones I'm going to show you, girl, they are good. And you need to use them. It saves you a lot of time. All right, let me wash up. I'm going to throw this in. When I take it out, wait, I'm going to show you when I put the rest of the brown sugar topping on it. I'll pull it out and show you how to do that. Okay, I have the meatloaf out. I'm going to mix up barbecue, ketchup, and I use dark brown sugar. I'm going to pour it over the top, spread it out. I'm going to put this back in for 15 minutes and let this soak in and cook. This meatloaf has been in approximately about 45 minutes. So, smells delicious. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll put it back in for 15 minutes. During that 15-minute time, I'm going to be getting my potatoes to go on top. If you don't like your food mixed up, if you don't want to make the meatloaf potato casserole, you can always do your potatoes separate in another pan or another dish. I like it in one deal. We like it that way. We're going to eat it together anyway. So I'm going to throw this back in the oven for 15. Okay, I'm going to show you the instant potatoes that I'm going to be using today to make my mashed potatoes to go over the top of my meatloaf. Okay guys, this is what I use. I know you've seen this in the grocery store. It's a 4-cheese mashed potato, instant mashed potato. They are really good. They really taste good. I don't know how healthy they are. I'm sure they have a lot of carbohydrates. You can add cheese to it, which I will put a cheese topping on my casserole. But I will use 2 packs of these today for the size casserole dish that I have. So this is what I do. You can do your own mashed potatoes if you want to, get you a sack of potatoes, which is very economical, and make your own. This pack was $1 and I think it was $1.29. And this is a 4-ounce pack. So I'm going to get these cooking. All right, let's assemble this. Let's get our meatloaf out. Oh, wow. Boy, is that hot. Okay, we've got our meatloaf done. Sometimes when I'm making this meatloaf, I'll just make a little hole in the center so that I make sure that it cooks, but I didn't do that this time. I know it's done because of the length of time that it's been in the oven. So here we go with our potatoes. What we will do, make sure they're mixed up really well. It's like icing a cake, really. If you've iced a cake, you can do this. Just like to make sure I don't have any big old lumps of the mix. I did add some butter. I did not add any salt. I did not add any pepper to this. All we go. Now you know this is going to be good. I don't care who you are. Even if you don't like your food mixed up. You know it's going to be good. So, meatloaf, potato, casserole. Now guys, I want you to make it. It's going to turn cold one day and you're going to want something good and hot and easy. And I don't know anything easier than this was. Now you're just going to ice your cake. Just ice it. That's all you're going to do. And everybody's going to say, gosh, what a pot of potatoes. I say, yeah, you got a lot of potatoes there. And they'll say, well, that's the most mashed potatoes I've ever seen in a pan. And you'll just say, well, I've got a little bit more in there than mashed potatoes. And they'll say, well, what else is in there? And I'll say, well, just get it in. Take you a big piece of it and see what's in there. I can't wait to take this out and try it. Guys, this is my first time doing the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes. If it's a little messy on the side and you don't want to serve it messy like that, just wipe it off. It smells good. All right, I have some Velveeta cheese we're going to put on there. And I'm just going to sprinkle that around on the potatoes because the potatoes are hot. You can put it back in there if you want it to melt your cheese down really well. You can put it back in the oven. Just gonna do that. You could sprinkle some little pepper over it if you wanted to. Just make it your little recipe. Just make it yours. And in just a minute, we're gonna plate this up. It's about lunchtime. I've got to go and run over to the Martin house and take some banana muffins over there for the people that will be coming today. And I want them to have some goodies when they get there. I know they've traveled and they're tired and they're ready to get into the Martin house and relax. So I do want to take some muffins over there for them. All right. Guys, do you see how it came out? What do you think about it? Do you think it needs some green onions? I think it needs some green onions. I think that would, and maybe even just, I don't know, a little bowl of sour cream maybe on the table. Let me get my spoon and let me get my plate. Let's see, now this meatloaf may not cut out like because it's hot. Now, once it cools, once it gets cool, it will cut. But it's not going to cut because it's at 350 degrees. So it's not going to cut. It's going to scoop out like soup. But once it cools off, well, I don't know. Guys, it did pretty good on the cut. It did pretty good. Let me turn it around and show you how good it did do on coming out. It did come out pretty squarish, more than I thought it would. So, here's our piece. And I'm going to take it up here to you and let you see it. Bring it up here. You've got your meatloaf, you've got your potatoes, you've got some cheese. I just wish you could smell it. Gosh, I just wish you could eat it. Oh, man. I wish you could have some. I wish you could just stop by and you know, just get a bite of it and see, you know, how you like it. Let me bring you up here and show you how I'm surprised that it did cut out into a square like it did. But that is it. Your meatloaf, potato, casserole. And I think the instant potatoes are kind of the ticket to this. You can still make your own potatoes. Do it if you want to. But doesn't that look delicious? You know, you could make some green beans. This is a side dish that I would make with this, is just a container. Just Even green bean casserole or just green beans would be delicious with this. Or even a salad. Just a salad would be so good. Y'all, thank you so much for coming by today. Thanks for stopping by, watching me make this recipe. And I'll tell you something. I'm going to take a bite of it. If I can, it may be too hot. Oh, it's so hot. I want some more of that barbecue sauce situation in mine. It's really hot. You see my cheese? My cheese is really melting now. I'll show it to you. You don't really have to put it back in the oven. I'm gonna make this all fall. And I'm gonna make this all winter. For myself, my family, if I have guests, I'm gonna make this with a big pot of green beans. You know, the onions and the green peppers, they just cook down. You don't even, well, wait, there's an onion. Yeah, there's a piece of onion right there. I thought, I know I put onions and green peppers in here, but, you know, I wasn't tasting it. You gotta make this. You gotta make it. I know you have family members who don't want their food mushed together. They'll mush this together. They'll say, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat that together. Oh wait, I found a green pepper. I'll tell you what. I'm sorry I can't quit eating it. I wish it weren't so dang hot. When you get that crusty edge where it baked. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make this. Oh yeah. And I'll tell you something else. You can make this in your iron skillet. I've made it. Meatloaf in my iron skillet forever. I've never made the potato meatloaf deal. This is my first time to make it. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. You need to make it. And if you got a question about it, send me a comment. Look here. Thank you to all the people who have subscribed to this old lady's channel. I can't thank you enough. Y'all are so kind to subscribe to me. I'm so thankful for you. I want to know who you are. I want to know what you're cooking. I want to know what you're doing. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you're cooking. And I'll tell you something else. You know, it's football season. And I'll be dang if I wouldn't cook this with the Rotel Little Smokies and make this with it for game day. Man, this would go over big at game day. You'd have a lot. Ooh-wee. Man. Make this recipe. Make my meatloaf. Now, make this meatloaf. And remember the secret to it. You put your barbecue sauce, your brown sugar, dark brown sugar because it has molasses in it. You mix that into your meat mixture. And again, you put it on top. So you get the double whammy of all the goodness. Well, I've got to go. Because like I said, I've got to get over to the Martin house and get these banana muffins delivered. And I'm going to be going to see my brother, and I'm going to take you with me to see my brother. My brother is younger than me. So I'm going to take you with me, going to Louisiana and to Arkansas to see family. And I'm going to take y'all with me and let y'all meet some of my people. I hope that you will make this food and really enjoy it. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like. I love you guys so much. Bye.